of you already know each other because there have been some very lively conversations. And I must say it's been a lovely process uncovering the history of the Rose Garden development and what a wonderful community effort it was. I'd just like to give a few special thank yous before I hand over to Dean. First of all, I'd like to thank Patty Stevens for her patience with somebody who really doesn't know a great deal about roses. Patty's walked me through the development of this exhibition very patiently, but also in a very inspiring way. And we've had some wonderful moments. Thank you, Patty. I similarly want to thank Ray Lyons and Keith Story because they have been able to bring the past to life. They've brought photographs in and they've talked to me about some of the amazing times that were had as the Rose Gardens were actually built. And especially Keith's stories about burning the midnight oil on his grader over at the gardens were fascinating. So thank you too for your help. Unfortunately, Phil Brown isn't here today, but Phil made a wonderful contribution by giving us something about the Rose Gardens today, and we're very lucky to have these photographs. I know that there's a lot of you who deserve very special thanks, and it's really good to see you here, but I'm going to stop at that point because I know I'll end up missing out important people. So at this point, we're very proud to have this exhibition. We're very lucky to have you all here with us to celebrate, and I'd just like to hand over to Dean to open the exhibition.
Well, thanks, Stephanie, and thanks everyone for coming along. I'm the chairman of the Museum Trust Board. That's one of my roles, and so I'm very pleased to invite you or welcome you all to our museum, which we're very proud of. And I'm also very proud to have organised the event to celebrate the 40th anniversary of the Te Rose Gardens from a community point of view with some of the other hats that I wear. I was about 10 or 11 years old when I used to walk to school past the development on my way to Pekarau because I was always late for the bus, and see the work that went on over that year, which amazingly that's all it was, for the development of the Rose Gardens, and subsequently we became the Rosetown, and it's something that we can be extremely proud of. And you know, most of you here know a lot more about that part of it than I do. But I've always you know, been very proud that we are the Rosetown. I've been dragged into the Rose Society by Peter South, who rang me one day and said, "You're on the Rose Trust because I want you to be," and I've joined you to the Rose Society as well because you have to be a member. So we've been members of that ever since, and had an interest in the Rose Gardens from that point of view as well, so very happy to be involved from that point of view. This is the first part of our celebration of the 40th anniversary of the Rose Gardens. Later on you're all invited to the event centre starting at 6 o'clock, where we're going to have a sort of dual celebration, the birthday party for the Rose Gardens and the start of our Christmas celebrations. You need to grab this one here. It's got all the carols in it and some other information because you're going to be singing your hearts out later on with the brass band and the Christmas choir. And this publication is the original Te Miru Courier supplement from November 1969. It came out just before the Rose Gardens were opened by the Governor General, and there's a copy of it in the museum, which was lovely, and we managed to reproduce it, so please help yourself to those. And on that note, I'd just like to officially open this exhibition and wish the Rose Gardens a happy birthday, and hope to see you all later on. Thank you very much.